we're lucky. This is more the Irish settlement, if you want,
Yeah.
in Point St. Charles.
Do you know what the different, like, what's different about it?
Uh,
Do you think it's poorer, richer?
no, it might be a little, I wouldn't say poor, but I don't know how to put it, but they lived differently, you see. And if you look, it is older. But
Yeah.
I don't think that people themselves were poorer. It's just that this is probably the old part, and it was never rebuilt, never modernized.
Yeah.
It looks
Just about the same?
yeah, yeah.
Because you used to play here or come over here, or?
Well, we didn't come that much or that often because this was the English part of it.
Because of the rivalry?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, in those days, French and English didn't mix. So it's, but this is another part of it, and this would be the English part of
Point St. Charles.
Point St. Charles.
Oh wow, look at that big red door.
Yeah, yeah.
With all that graffiti.
Yeah.
What was this?
Well, that was probably one of their meeting places. You know.
Where the guy still hangs out.
Yeah, yeah. Still hang out. My sister, Claudette, they actually married an Irishman from here.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, yeah. Robert Drennan.
Are they still married?
Well, he's passed on. He died about 15 years ago.
What's this park?
Well, this park was Irish. It's this part of Point St. Charles, I don't know, because never played here.
The old Irish who have more the nostalgia of, okay, it was a slum way back in the day,
But
but
they liked it,
it was
right?
families, this is where we grew up, and hey, we turned out okay. And then you have the new gentrifiers, right? Like people like myself who live in these buildings here, who when they moved in, some of them said, oh, okay, well, it's all going to become condos and it's all become trendy, right? And you have some, myself more, I'm like, well, you know, it's about as low as it's probably going to go because it's just parking lots and what's left are the really nice buildings, so it should only be able to go up. But now that's sort of the real big conflict, and that's what makes me the most interested, is to see how will this all play out. Because what the city wants is completely different than what anyone else wants. The city thinks just pure money, pure money. The sort of pioneer residents, or re-pioneers in the 21st century, kind of see it as a pull for redevelopment, and they all have different ideas of what it should be. People are like, oh, wouldn't it be great if we had cafe-lined streets and this and that. You have some people who would like to see it develop it in an industrial, sort of like a New York Soho kind of thing. You have all sorts of different ideas there. And then you have the nostalgia of, well, let's keep the land values really low, and let's keep spaces for small businesses, because what will happen is, exactly, if we do gentrify, then and if all the land values double, or way worse, they can go 10 times up, you've lost all these nice spaces for artists and small businesses near the downtown.
À Pointe-Saint-Charles, là, quand il dit c'est tough, que ce soit n'importe quelle place, c'est tough partout. C'est pas plus tough qu'une autre place, mais except le monde sont un peu moins haute classe, comme on dirait. T'sais. Dans ce temps-là, il disait the low class, the medium class, the high class. Mais aujourd'hui, il n'y en a plus de low class. Quand tu es medium class, tu es classé comme low class. Ça veut dire nous autres, on est dans le medium. Comprends?
And the same thing when his day was over, he'd, you know, be dropped at the same place, and he'd hop the fence again and come upstairs. You know, when he'd come in at night, because he'd wake up the whole family, and started making toasts and, you know, give us milk and what have you. And that's the way people were in those days. I mean, no pretense, no, you know, high class or what have you. They felt like doing something, they would. It's not like today where you have to say, well, is that going to please my neighbor, or is that going to, you know? So in those days, people were free.
On avait une dent précis juste au bord de la rue. On travaillait simple, on s'allait chercher une pinte de lait. Avec de la crème, de Jersey, de la crème épais comme ça, sa bouteille. Ma mère, elle disait, Louise, va chercher une pinte de lait sur Monsieur Crépeau. Crépeau, c'est ça. Mais elle, du bord, là, puis tu t'allais sur le bord de la maison, puis tu sonnais. Monsieur Crépeau, je peux-tu avoir une bouteille de, une pinte de lait? Tu sais, c'était toute une gang qu'on se connaissait. Les Lefebvre, les Serrois. Hein, André?
Oui. Puis est-ce que vous ennuyez de ça, la communauté, de connaître, le connaître les voisins, la communauté que vous avez là?
Qu'est-ce qu'on a connu dans ce temps-là, tu veux dire? Ils sont s'ennuient de ça?
Vous ennuyez de ça maintenant, aujourd'hui, avec...
ben, c'était comme the good old days, hein? Tu sais, comme on dit.
Pointe St. Charles, you have at least two different sort of classes and groups there. You have the older part of Pointe St. Charles, which is a little bit more disfavored or whatever. It's the people who are working class. Some were more unemployed, or some people are on welfare, different things like that. Who live in a lot of the older historic buildings, and it's sort of interspersed with some newer developments. But it's mostly geared lower income. And then you have the south side of Wellington, in Pointe St. Charles, where you have a lot of sort of the new cool people who've discovered that you can purchase for not that much money a century-old building, renovated in something really cool and kind of lofty style.
A lot of space.
Exactly. So there's a lot of people that I know, and some of my neighbors here that have been looking as well at buying on that part of the Pointe St. Charles. It's sort of renewing itself. And some would call it gentrification or whatever. So you have a little bit of everything in Pointe St. Charles, but it's predominantly either working class or sort of new development, but recycling, like sort of creative people.